change is happening faster than scientists predicted. The cover of Time magazine tells us, "Be worried. Be very worried." The British newspaper The Guardian has gone further, updating its style guidelines so reporters must now use the terms climate emergency, climate crisis, or climate breakdown. Global warming should be global heating. The newspaper's editor believes climate change just isn't scary enough, arguing it sounds rather passive and gentle when what scientists are talking about is a catastrophe for humanity. Unsurprisingly, the result is that most of us are very worried. A 2016 poll found that across countries as diverse as the United Arab Emirates and Denmark, a majority of people believe that the world is getting worse, not better. In the United Kingdom and the United States, two of the most prosperous countries on the planet, an astonishing 65% of people are pessimistic about the future. A 2019 poll found that almost half of the world's population believes climate change will likely end the human race. In the United States, 4 of 10 people believe global warming will lead to mankind's extinction. There are real consequences to this fear. People are deciding, for instance, not to bring children into the world. One woman told a journalist, "I know that humans are hardwired to procreate, but my instinct now is to shield my children from the horrors of the future by not bringing them into the world." The media reinforce this choice. The Nation wants to know, how do you decide to have a baby when climate change is remaking life on Earth? If adults are worried silly, children are terrified. A 2019 Washington Post survey showed that of American children ages 13 to 17, 57% feel afraid about climate change, 52% feel angry, and 42% feel guilty. A 2012 academic study of children ages 10 to 12 from 3 schools in Denver found that 82% expressed fear, sadness, and anger when discussing their feelings about the environment, and a majority of the children shared apocalyptic views about the future of the planet. It is telling that for 70% of the children, television, news, and movies were central to forming their terrified views. 10-year-old Miguel says about the future, "There won't be as many countries anymore because of global warming, because I hear on the Discovery Channel and Science Channel in 3 years, the world might flood from the heat getting too much." These findings, if valid nationwide, suggest that more than 10 million American children are terrified of climate change. As a result of this fear, around the world, children are skipping school to protest against global warming. Why attend classes when the world will end soon? Recently, a Danish first grader asked her teacher earnestly, "What will we do when the world ends? Where will we go? The rooftops?" Parents can find a glut of online instructions and guides with titles like "Parenting in a World Hurtling Toward Catastrophe" and "On Having Kids at the End of the World." And so, representing her generation's genuinely held terror, a young girl holds up a sign that says, "I'll die of climate change." I have been part of the global discussion on climate change policy for 2 decades, since writing The Skeptical Environmentalist. Throughout all this time, I have argued that climate change is a real problem. Contrary to what you hear, the basic climate findings have remained remarkably consistent over the last 20 years. Scientists agree that global warming is caused mostly by humans, and there has been little change in the impacts they project for temperature and sea level rise. The political reaction to the reality of climate change has always been flawed. This, too, I have been pointing out for decades. There are, I have argued and continue to argue, smarter ways than our present-day approach to tackle global warming. But the conversation around me has changed dramatically in recent years. The rhetoric on climate change has become ever more extreme and less moored to the actual science. Over the past 20 years, climate scientists have painted